And
ideas.
we also learned about this thing in the Philippines called ecobricks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
We watched
the ecobricks is where you get a bottle and then you shove it with as much plastic as possible. And then you can use that to build like foundations of hotels and stuff. But the only problem with it is it wouldn't really work well here in Canada because we have pretty cold winters and it wouldn't insulate our houses.
Wow, that's a really neat idea.
Yeah, it was really.
You
I can
use
share
this
that
with
video with you
bottles?
too.
Yeah, we would love to share all of these things.
Yeah, yeah, and I can't. Oh, go ahead.
Because we work with parents that have lots of kids, and so they would be really inspired by all of these great ideas. So please share them with me.
Yeah, I think so. One of the other things we did is we drew pictures, and these were pictures that said this, not this. So does anybody want to share what their picture was? So hold it up so it's taking up the whole screen. Okay, so that one, yeah, that one says this, not this. It says this for cloth napkins, not paper throwaway napkins.
That's right.
Woohoo! All right, thank you. And beautiful artwork. Yeah, and yours?
Not this was it said like you could get if like you had a bunch of broken umbrellas, you could turn them into a tarp or something.
Yeah. So that's cool too. That's taking all the fabric from the umbrella and repurposing it into a tarp. And do we have one more to show? There you go. You're in the big screen now. Okay, now you show your picture. Okay, explain that to me.
Reuse instead of throwing it out.
Oh, so you've got, what is the object? A jar.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're using the jar 4 times. I love it. Instead of recycling it or throwing it out the first time.
Wow, I love all those ideas. Those are great. Those are so great. And the idea that you can reuse something over and over and over again. So it's not just like once or twice, 4 times, 5, 10. The idea of the umbrella, I actually have a broken umbrella that I took apart, and we've been using it as like one of those parachute games, you know, where you hold on to it and you put balls on top and you shake it. And then I tried to actually make a parachute. So I put a little toy in it and I threw it up in the air to see if it would actually float down. I have to work on that. I have to try a few different trials. But yeah, there's so many ways you can reuse things.
Yeah. Yeah, we also watched a video. We learned about our textile waste and the life cycle of a t-shirt and the impact that has. Yeah, so we learned about how much of our clothes just end up in the landfill. And then we learned about making reusable bags, like we said. So the kids made a bag out of an old t-shirt.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
And wasn't there like a charity called Recycled Charity or something? And it was in America, but they're not telling anybody what they do with the t-shirts they get.
Yes, you remember so much. You're awesome. Yeah, there was a group it was Miami, Florida, I think, and they say that they're a charity and that they take the clothes and they repurpose them or reuse them, but nobody could find out what they do with them. There was no proof, there was no record, there was no transparency, so it could just go right to the landfill. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty silly. They should be telling us what they're going to do with it. And then we can, if it's something amazing and cool, we can share it with other people.
Yeah. And then there was the idea that a lot of the clothing is shipped overseas to developing countries and sold in flea markets. But the bad thing is that that's ruining their textile trade and their own clothing, you know, industry, because they're getting all this fast fashion cheaply. Yeah, so we talked about that. We learned about that. So much to learn about. And we thought maybe again, there should be a rule that no fabric is allowed to be thrown in a landfill, that it all has to be sent for reusing. And we could make bags out of it to replace plastic bags.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's so many different things that you can use with the clothing, right? You can use it to repair other clothing. So I put patches on my pants. My daughter got a pair of scissors by mistake and started cutting up her pajama pants. So instead of throwing them out, you know what we did? We made them into shorts. So now she has pajama shorts when it's a really, really hot day. And the leggings I cut up, and now we have strings on our garden. So now we can tie up our garden plants with the strings. I can show you one.
But I'd love to see it. That's a great idea to make our own string.
So here I cut up. So here's part of her shirt that I cut up. This I made into a bag. But then there's this string. Can you see me?
Yep.
Okay, so there's string that I cut up, and then I used it to tie my bean plant to its pole because it's stretchy. So it's really, really simple.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
We could take all of our old t-shirts that are broken and we could cut them up and make our own string. Wow, I never thought of that. That's something you guys could do, the kids could do even.
And with that string, if you learn how to knit and sew, you can make so many things with knitted yarn.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
My
true.
friend is making me a bath mat out of an old bed sheet. She cut it into strips, and then she's gonna sew it, or she's gonna crochet it into a bath mat.
Wow.
It's never ending. It's so amazing what you can do.
So many ideas. And we could say no to using new materials. We could just say we're only going to use recycled, repurposed materials.
Exactly.
I love it.